Hey, it's another episode of Watch You Strappin. These are not watch reviews, so just quick wristwatch check of the day with aftermarket strap of choice. If I haven't shown it on the OEM factory option first. And actually, it's amazing. This is this is the I can't even remember the reference number, but this is the Rowan Blazers. It'll be in the description. This is the Rowan Blazers collab with Seiko, and this is from last year, 2022. I believe I got this at the end of summer, maybe sometime in the beginning of fall. I remember it was kind of raining and maybe at least on the colder side of things, starting to be. I don't know, I think it would be around September or October of last year, so almost a year. But I've actually only worn this on the one of the two strap options that it came with, and it would be the stainless steel bracelet, kind of an oyster style. It's very, typical Seiko SKX or Seiko 5 style bracelet that you might have seen. But I liked it on that, and I never had it after all this time. This is about at least 8 months later, if not maybe 9 or 10. I've only started to wear this for the first time. This is the other strap option. This is the NATO-style strap with the colors that kind of match the accent colors that are on the dial, with the yellow, red, green, pink, brown, and blue. And yeah, pretty cool, fun. And I wore this today because I'm not sponsored by Rolling Blazers or Seiko or anything like that at all. But I'm just saying, I posted a video earlier just to let people know that Rolling Blazers has another collab with Seiko, and it's basically the same Seiko 5 line, but new colors. So before they had this one, a bright blue, bright orange, and a bright green color, full dial, but then the indexes were all, silver, and yeah, they weren't colorful like this. This is the only one that had that, which is the most popular, and this is the one I really wanted to get, and I was pretty lucky to get it, as I might told this story a couple of times in the first video of this, and even most recently. I just got on really late. I found out it in the middle of the day, and then I just decided to go check, and of course it was sold out. At least it showed that. And then I tried to list my name for to get notified just in case, and I got hit a couple of times. Every time I went to go check, it was already sold out. So I said, screw that, just keep refreshing the page. I'm not going to even wait for them to let me know, because it's going to be way too late by the time they do. And sure enough, one of the times within an hour or two, I just kept refreshing the page whenever I had a break or time to do it, at least every 5 or 10 minutes. And then finally, the add to cart button was not grayed out, and or you could do a quick buy it now option as well, and that's what I did, of course. And I snagged one of these, and that was cool. So anyway, so I posted this just because some people don't know about all the collabs that are out there, in the special editions and limited editions. They just kind of, sometimes they come out of nowhere, like Hodinky likes to do a lot of times on the day of, and then people get so pissed off that they didn't find it, and it's only at certain places you can buy it to, namely that Alpinist, the blue one that was out a few years ago. Yeah, I couldn't understand that, but I did manage to get one of those at least. And but anyways, hopefully some people that might have seen my video was able to go ahead and get ready, because I did post it just like 8 minutes or less before I think it went live. I think it should have went live at 8 a.m. At least Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, and I also just threw out the hint that they may trickle these out in slow. The stock availability might just be like, maybe they'll have 10 available, let those sell out, and then another one, so that they don't all completely sell out right at the bat, I think. And that's why I think I was able to get this, and I kept refreshing the page, and eventually something came back into stock, even for a little bit. And I just suggested to anyone who wanted to really get one, they should maybe try to do that. Don't see that it's out of stock and then just give up. Keep refreshing the page. I mean, if you got the time, you got nothing to lose. And then other than, a pretty cool watch, and unless you want to try to get it on the secondhand market, and these get jacked up in price, of course, especially right after these just sold out, and whenever they get shipped and then they're out and available. Even sometimes, of course, people list them on eBay even before they're even in hands. Yeah, but no, I don't do that. I buy it for myself. And the best ones, they all have like corresponding matching NATOs and a stainless steel option, which, that's cool. They give you 2 strap options. And this year they had pink dial. The solid dials with the silver indexes around were pink, yellow, and purple. Purple seems to be in color now. I didn't really dig the color that they used for that purple myself. And besides, if anything, I liked the version that was basically like this one that they had this year. And this, I'm talking 2023, depending on when you watch this video. It's just like this pretty much, except instead of a black dial, it's white. And so imagine reversing the colors, at least on the Seiko part and the Texas Rolling Blazers, but the chaptering on the outside is still black and stainless steel. It doesn't come with this kind of rainbow or multicolored strap. It has a solid pale pink NATO strap to compare with that. I thought that was interesting. I didn't expect that. I thought they would have done basically something like this, but maybe white thrown in to match the white dial. But nope, they went for a full solid pale pink strap. I guess it kind of works, but because there is pink in this, I guess they kind of match that. But anyways, that one was, of course, the first one to be sold out. The other colors, not so much. They're still available. Last I checked, later this afternoon, same day that release, which was the 11th today. That's May. And yeah, I think they'll be around for a little bit, but eventually they do sell out. I think the next hottest color would be, for me, I like the yellow because it has a black outer ring. That's always a sporty color. The pink actually isn't bad, but that's not really my thing to do that much pink on a watch myself, like a full dial. Although I kind of do like salmon dials, but then that's generally more of a copper color, if not some sort of a rose goldish kind of color. It's not really a true pink color in the ones that I'm interested in. Let's say that they're copper dials or salmon dials that are copper dials. Anyways, off base here. So this is the strap that it comes with. The other option, I think I mentioned that, but I just want to make sure I got that out. I went off a little bit on the new limited editions. Hopefully one of you guys were able to score one, if you're into that kind of stuff. I think the same limited number, about 888 pieces of each color. Yep. And this is a pretty good watch. It's very comfortable, 40 millimeters, but it really was, I think, closer to at least a 39. Seiko, this is basically a Seiko diver case, and most of Seiko diver cases, they generally wear smaller than their stated sizes. So 42 can easily wear like a 41 or 40, and so forth, at least a millimeter or two smaller than what the specs say it's supposed to be. And the other thing about this, I can't show you the decoration on the back. It has a special like thing, the Time Flies logo, but it's in Latin, I think, with the skeleton, and it's kind of printed in gold on the display case back. And so that's kind of cool on the back side, and of course it's numbered. The other thing too, I think that's, this is not just simply a repainted Seiko 5 Sports, dress KX. If it was, you still see the same kind of diver style. These are completely different indexes, and the chapter ring is completely different. It's even got a loom part right at the 12. That's just kind of cool. I don't remember the reference, but it is based off of a vintage Seiko diver. You can read about it. I'm sure it's somewhere in this model's review somewhere from last year or so. Maybe even the new ones, they might also make a reference to what this dial design and everything came from. But yeah, it definitely has the indexes, the applied. This one happened as colors, and different chapter ring, and also the frame around the date window is also different. You know, see that? It's got a special kind of facet and angle to it. Pretty nice. These are very typical Seiko dive style handset that you probably see on, you know, the Seiko 5 line, SKX, 5KXs, which is cool. I mean, I don't mind. They work. They don't have to be in a dive watch, and I think it lends itself to being, you know, very Seiko-ish. You know, it's a Seiko watch. It should have Seiko handset. Same with this running seconds hand with the lollipop on the back end instead. Don't mind that really, and you see that it's got a nice colorway to it. You know, it's got that what they call candy cane, but it's just like, you know, red and white. That's pretty neat. Even the tips of the, I don't even know that they had to, I don't think they had to do that, but the tips of these hour and minute hands are actually painted white too, which is kind of interesting. It's just something that you probably will barely even notice if you even do. I have to point that out, I think, but that's kind of neat. So all these little different, you know, these details that are added on here. I think the Seiko 5 usually has a applied logo anyways, but here it is. And of course you get a signed crown, which you don't usually get from a Seiko for the most part. So it's got the Rowing Blazers RB logo, drove through lug holes, and I do believe this crystal is not the same as what you find on the usual, the standard Seiko Dress KXs, you know, Seiko 5 Sports, like this. It's usually flatter, and it doesn't have quite this dome and magnified effect, if I'm not mistaken, because I used to have a Seiko 5 Sports in the olive drab color a little while back, but that didn't work out for me. But I do recall it being a fairly flat sapphire. It did not look like this. And so just all these little bits about it, and I do believe that handsets, something about them look like they're done differently. That even the hour and minute hands, they look like they're just your high polished, you know, diver style. But if you really look at them and you compare to the standard one, I do believe there's some extra, something about it looks better and nicer to it. But maybe I'm tripping, but that's what I noticed. So it's not just a simple repaint and marked as a limited edition and all that, and, you know, double branded, but, you know, there's all this other stuff that goes with it. I think it makes it pretty nice and special. So yeah, I went off a bit, but it's just because we're talking about a little bit of the new release that just happened today as well. So yeah, I quickly thought about getting the white version, but it's like, I don't really need two of these. And this one's cool. I don't want to, I already have enough watches to fight for my wrist time, so I don't need to double up on basically the same model, but just one part of it is basically different, which would be the main dial, I guess, is white instead of black. That's it. Thanks for watching. Laters.